Is dating going to be any better in 2026 if you're a single man? I do have some good news. Not exactly what you expected, but there is some good news. Number one, things are unlikely to get worse, as you probably noticed if you're a single man, especially dating in America or Europe, but even here in Southeast Asia. Now, what's good about things not getting worse? Well, first of all, they are not going to get worse, and most likely, most of you guys are going to figure out how to cope with what's been essentially happening and find ways how to deal with it. A lot of you have chosen to walk away, and I totally appreciate that. As a matter of fact, I believe right now, temporary, it's the right thing to do. Now, of course, if you need that one thing that we need from women, you can consume it as a recreational activity or a product, if you know what I mean. But overall, you will accept, if you haven't already, accept reality and hopefully stop arguing with it. So that's the most important thing. Now, after this, I have to say it really depends on where you live. If you live in America or Europe, things will start getting better just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, here, Southeast Asian, South American, essentially the passport bro destinations, things are going to continue to get worse because we're about 5 years behind, and it's going to be like it was 5 years ago in America. And I can feel it everywhere. Every time I approach a girl or match with a girl on the dating app, or just generally talk to my friends who live here, it is going to get worse. However, if you're in Western countries, there will be women who will start changing their behavior. The first type of women will be women who are in their 30s and 40s who realize that the strategy that they've been employing are no longer working, because a lot of men, especially good men, have quit dating, whether just MGTOW, went their own way, dedicate their time to their businesses, their hobbies, their friends, and so forth, or left, like me, and essentially become passport bros, as much as I hate the term. And then there will be women who are just young women who look at the older women and they're saying, no, I don't think I want to have 5 cats and struggle to pay bills or work 12, 14 hours a day to pay bills. I'd rather be a good woman and find a good man. So that's going to start happening. Not a lot, but it will start happening. And I still recommend that you wait. Just wait for now. We are in a dating bubble, and just like with any bubble, whether it's a housing or financial or stock market bubble, you don't want to buy. You wait. You hold. Now, how long is it going to last? My estimation is about 5 years, but I do see the signs of improvement. I do see I hear my friends in America, and I see this on social media, that women are finally feeling the burn. They're finally, and you've probably seen those videos yourself, they're finally asking where all the good men are. And it's like in their garages, doing their hobbies, out and about traveling, right here in Thailand. And they're realizing that they also are tired of simps. Now, simps are the men who, well, as I call them, artists formerly known as men, are men who essentially are the only men who are able to date women nowadays, because you have to simp in order to get together with a girl most of the time, especially a Western girl. The women are finally realizing that, yes, you can easily get a simp and take advantage and get all the compliments and money and more compliments and attention and validation. But at the end of the day, as I mentioned before, these are not real men. And at some point, these women realize that, and the just biology takes over, and they do realize that they want a real man. They end up dumping the simps. Again, this has just started to happen. Slowly. Now, do you want to be around and fight for the few women who finally come around? Unlikely. I think these women don't even know how to brand themselves yet. They don't know how to show it. I think they will be struggling back and forth with it. So for now, I recommend that men only look at women as those who can provide sexual satisfaction and some feminine energy, but that's pretty much it. You should not be looking for a relationship right now. If you're here in Southeast Asia, yes, there are still women who have not been corrupted, even though that's probably common. So you're still okay here, though the window is closing. But if you're in America or Western countries, it's in your best interest to work on yourself, right? Because when the time comes, you want to be the best man you can be. Right now, you're not competing against other men. You're competing against either Sims or Netflix and cats and antidepressants, and you cannot win against that. But at some point, you're going to have to compete with other good men, and that's why you should be ready for that. And it's, all of those things that you need to do to improve yourself really should be done for yourself and not necessarily so you can date successfully later. You should just be the best man you can be for yourself, for your friends, for your acquaintances, for those people who you do business with, for your customers, for your coworkers if you have a corporate job. So all of those things are important. So continue concentrating on improving yourself as men, becoming better men, and just hold. Now, you might be asking like, Alex, yeah, but I'm in my 40s, like I'm in my prime. Why would I be wasting my prime and get into my 50s by the time, I'll be in my 50s by the time this whole clusterfuck is over, or at least there is enough improvement. And this is when I tell you I'm in the same boat. Well, that's just the reality. Stop arguing with it. Stop arguing with reality. Just accept it. And most importantly, and I cannot emphasize this enough, make sure that your life is great and happy with or without a woman in it. If a woman comes along, don't forget, a lot of times at the end of the day, it is temporary, right? You can meet a wonderful woman and date and get married, though I don't recommend getting married, but you know what I'm saying. And 5, 10, 20 years, and all of a sudden, she's gone, right? Or you have to kick her out. So this concept of I'm gonna find the girl of my dreams and we're gonna live happily ever after is honestly just stupid. You have to understand that even the most wonderful woman that seems wonderful and forever right now may not be that wonderful tomorrow. So you have to design your life and live your life that gives you happiness and complete 100% content with or without a woman in it. Only if you do that, you will one day, like I did finally, realize that, well, you don't really need a girlfriend if there is no one available. And when there is one available, sure, she can enter your wonderful world, and maybe forever, maybe temporary. And that's just the reality you have to accept. So, will things get better in 2026? Yes, but very little, and mainly in the Western countries. But it will mainly get better up here as you continue to deal and accept the new reality, as you continue to build your empire as a single man, and as you continue to understand why you are better off alone right now, as more and more men realize on a daily basis. If you're a single guy and you're still dating, well, let me help you out when it comes to analyzing dating profiles. All you have to do is take snapshots of a dating profile of a girl you're interested in and upload it into this ChatGPT app called the Dating Profile Analyzer. It is free and it will give you all the green, yellow, and most importantly, red flags about that profile. You're welcome.